Hello everybody, welcome. Today is May 9th. It is a Thursday, and today I had a fabulous day stitching with friends at a stitching meetup. A friend of mine, Kathy, who has a YouTube channel, The Crafty Cat Stitcher, is hosting a stitching meetup in her county, and my friend Juliana and I were going to get together and stitch today anyway. So we decided we would go join the group and stitch with everyone at the library in Cumming, Georgia. It was a rainy morning. We had thunderstorms, bad weather overnight, and fortunately, Juliana and I were able to jump in the car in between rain showers. We had a little rain on the way down there, but it cleared up while we were stitching, and we had a beautiful, beautiful day. So I want to share with you what I stitched today. I took with me my new start for Whip Go. I've already met my Whip Go challenge, but I wanted to put some more stitches in it because I just love it. I'm enjoying it very much. It's a Battecuore, and it's called All You Need Is Love. And today I put in 284 stitches while we were at the library. So I added to that top, and I actually did have to go over to the next page, and I've gotten some work done on that sign. So great progress today, especially for sitting and talking and visiting, and I got lots of phone calls today. I'm not sure what was up with all that, but anyway, I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to put this away because I have more to share with you. So before I left for my stitching meetup today, because Juliana and I didn't leave till 11 o'clock, and then after I got home from the stitching meetup and had dinner with my husband, I came back up here and I had a Zoom call. And while I was Zooming with friends, I was able to stitch on this some more. So I had to pull today a whip for my bingo call that was number 25 on my bingo board, which was a whip for an acrostic. And I only had a choice of about 3 left that I haven't finished. And I knew this one was a big one because I needed it for my daily 30 group, which is the one that requires 300 stitches. And I got 100 stitches in it this morning, posted it for my bingo before I left. And then when I got home this evening, I kept going. So I wound up stitching 300, exactly 300 stitches in it. I finished it while I was on Zoom. And the minute that I got 300 stitches, I said, I'm done. Because this was harder to stitch on while talking to people. But I finished this flower in here. I did this entire center section right here. And it was exactly 300 stitches. Isn't that awesome? So that's where I got to today on Let Love Rain. So that means I finished my daily 30 acrostic. I finished it. I've done all the letters in the word Mayflowers. And so that one I've completed. I have 1 letter left in the Magazine Monthly Challenge because Let Love Rain was also used in all of 3 of my acrostics, so it was used for this one as well. And that means in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group, the acrostic was bicycle. And the only letter I have left is E. And for me, that stands for Erica Michaels Berry, which is my Christmas berry I'm working on. So I should be able to get that pretty quick. Then in the 24 hours of cross stitch, I used my Let Love Rain for the K because it's for Teresa Kogut, the designer. And I have 2 letters left in the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, which is Share Kindness. And I have the letter E, which is Erica Michaels Berry, but I also have the letter N, And for me, that is standing for Nativity. So I only have 2 more projects to stitch on to hit all of my cross sticks. My call for tomorrow is to stitch on a Christmas whip. Well, my Erica Michaels berry is a Christmas whip. So my plan is to come up here in the morning, put 100 stitches in that berry, and I will have met my whole acrostic for Magazine Monthly Challenge group, and I only have 1 letter left for the 24 hours of cross stitch. And depending on how much time I have left, who knows? I might get to pull that out tomorrow. We'll see. I also did something else remarkable today, and I'm really tickled about it. I pulled back out my snow and mountains. You know, I have a monthly section that I have to stitch every month. And I really wanted to finish my monthly section before I went on my cruise so that I could just relax and stitch what is called. And then if something, when I get back, those last 5 days of the month, I can do whatever I want, which will be great and fun and also a little bit scary because I'm used to having something tell me what to stitch. Anyway, I finished the section. So I came over here and I did all of this in here. And I did all of this in here. The line goes across right here. And the line for the section actually comes right down here. But because I made these very small because they're so stitch heavy. But that's the beginning of the teapot. I think it's gorgeous. But I'm trying to work part of this middle section as I go. And looking at the pattern, I had actually numbered my pattern parts to stitch this one and then go down below it and finish it on the bottom before I worked my way over. I think I'm going to alter that. And the next place where I'm going to go is I'm going to go over here and then finish this section up here and get like half across here so that when I finish, I'll be finishing where I can roll this up and all this will be done. So I'm going to go back over here next time and start working in this difficult section where those page breaks are when I get back. We shall see. Anyway, it's going well. I'm happy with it, pleased with it, and I'm extremely happy that I have finished this month's section. So that's my stitching for today. I was able to Zoom with my friend Dee and my friend Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. Donna couldn't join us tonight because she's getting ready for a lovely trip for Mother's Day to see her children and her grandchildren and her parents. So, and her siblings, her whole family is going to be there. They're going to have a wonderful time. So I know she's leaving early in the morning for her travels, and I wish her safe travels. So can't wait to see her back because she's going to have 3 of her 4 grandchildren with her when she returns home for a little while. So very happy about that. I think that's all the news fit to print. We had today at the stitching group, we had a brand new stitcher. She's been stitching for 3 months. She got into cross stitching by watching a card making YouTuber who got into cross stitching and just chronicled her journey along the way. And so our new friend Gina did the same thing. She picked up cross stitch as a result of that. She went and got her a little kit, did a little, how to cross stitch kit, and fell in love with it. And she's been stitching ever since. And in 3 months' time, she's acquired about 20 whips. I think it's great. She's obviously not a monogamous stitcher. But anyway, we had a great time today talking with her and sharing resources with her and groups that she can join and floss tubers she can watch. And it was a lot of fun. Seeing it through new eyes, someone who's just getting into it. It was a lot of fun. I saw 2 stitchers who have not been able to come to the Gainesville meetup because of the distance or either a conflict in their schedules. But today, being on a Thursday, we had a different crowd that could be there. Some of the ladies who either worked on the weekends or had family over on the weekends were able to come today. So I got to see those 2 ladies, and I hadn't seen them in a while. It was so nice to see them today. So I had a great time. Great time. I have an update about our dog, Coco. I thought we had her limping situation resolved and told you I thought we did, but we didn't. She got up this morning, and when she got off the bed this morning, she was visibly limping, worse than she had any time before, and she was lifting her right paw up off the floor to get the weight off of it. So my husband said, okay, that's it. We're going to the vet. So I called the animal hospital for her vet, and they said, if we wanted to, we could bring her by, drop her off, and they would keep her for us until the doctor could see her, because I think it was surgery day, and they were just going to have to let him, either one of the doctors, whoever had the first opportunity to see her. But her regular vet was there today, and he did see her today. And he talked to my husband, and he told him that he didn't think it was broken because she can put weight on it. And he manipulated it and turned it and twisted it and bent it, and it didn't bother her. But he could hear it popping in the joint, and he said, he could feel inflammation. And so it's a sprain. I think it's hysterical. My husband has a pulled calf muscle, and my dog has a pulled muscle in the opposite leg, but even so, isn't that funny? And she's not allowed now to do any big hiking or no jumping and running real hard, so she's having to rest her legs, just like my husband is having to rest his leg. They do everything together, what can I tell you? Anyway, she's on an anti-inflammatory and something for discomfort, and she should be fine. And we just have to keep her a little less rambunctious for the next 2 weeks and let her heal. So I'm just so relieved. I'm so relieved that she doesn't have a broken bone, and I'm relieved that there's nothing serious that can't resolve itself pretty quickly. I'm happy that we took her to the vet. I was worried about her a little bit. So I wanted to give you that full disclosure, since I know so many of you like to keep up with little Coco. And I think that's everything now. I'm going to hit the hay. I have a great day planned for tomorrow. I'm going to get up in the morning and stitch. I have a couple little things to do in the house. I have to do a couple of chores, dusting, things like that you do. And then sometime in the early afternoon, sometime after 1, my friend Juliana is coming over with a friend that I'm getting to know named Lynn. And we are going to stitch all afternoon, and then we are going to go to dinner together. And then Lynn's going to hang out with me, spend the night here, and go to the stitching meetup tomorrow at the library. Lynn lives a far distance away, so when she comes to the stitching meetup, it really helps her if she can drive in the day before and have a night to rest before she drives back home on Saturday. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for me to get to spend time with her. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. So I get to stitch. I get to stitch a lot tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. I have some laundry to do, but other than that, I'm good to go. And have a great rest of your week. We're almost into the weekend. And as always, until I get to talk with you again, happy stitching. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is May 11th. It is Saturday, and I'm here to give you a little bit of an update from Friday and Saturday. I mentioned, I think, in a prior segment that I was going to have a couple of friends come over, And we did. We stitched, we went to dinner together, and one lady spent the night here in preparation for going to the stitching meetup at the library today. And we did that, and we had a wonderful day. We had 24 people there today, and I was thrilled because it's Mother's Day weekend, and a lot of folks are having company come in, or they're traveling to see their mother. And I really expected only about 13 people there today, and I was thrilled to death to have 24. So today we revealed our heart pieces that we stitched that were the old pattern that we redid, and those were fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I didn't get a picture of them. I wish I had it, but I was so in the moment. I was in awe of what people did, and I didn't grab a photo of it, so I apologize for that. However, it was lovely. And so the group liked it so well, we'll probably do another challenge like that next spring. And so Teresa is on the hunt for a new pattern that we can all creatively interpret next year. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So last night, let's start with yesterday's stitching. Yesterday, I stitched on several things. And the one I did the most on, though, was my berry. It was my bingo call. Well, my bingo call was to stitch on something in a series. And so, oh no, that was for today. Scratch that. My bingo call was a Christmas whip yesterday. And so I decided to stitch on my berry because it is the Erica Michaels 12 Berries of Christmas. It's the first one on this color of fabric, this blue. It looks gray to you, but it's kind of a blue-green. And this is For Calling Birds. So that's my first one on this fabric. I'll do the second one over here in this corner when it's time next month. So I'll fold this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. For Calling Birds. I think they're great. I think they're cute as they can be. And in stitching this, I used almost the last little bit of one of my greens. So I have ordered it already, and hopefully it will be here well before I need to start that in the next berry in June. The next berry that I'll do on this blue fabric is actually going to be berry number 3. Because I did 1 and 2, 5 and 11 on my green fabric. So I will go back and pick up berry number 3, which is 3 French hens. And I'll do that next on this blue fabric. I think I missed that when I jumped to 4. I should have done 3 first, but it, doesn't matter. They'll all be done before it's over with, right? But that will be my June berry, and I'll start that in June. Now, that was a finish last night, and we kind of celebrated that together, my friends Lynn and Juliana and I, and we were delighted about that. And Lynn was very close to a finish last night. She had gotten a berry, and it was in a kit. It had all the finishing fabric and materials. And when she got almost to the end of it last night, she realized she was going to be short on 3 different colors of floss. And she said she's had that problem before with this designer. The floss is just not quite enough in some of the colors. But fortunately, I had all 3 colors that she was running short on, and she was able to take a length of thread off, one length of 6 strands, and was able to take it with her today to the stitching meetup. And Lynn got her finish today. So, hey, we did good. So while I was at the stitching meetup today, I was working on my bingo prompt. My bingo prompt in my little private bingo game was for number 24, which was 1 in a series. And so I pulled out my Polar Plunge series, and I had started Well Hello there as my May Monday start. So I just put some more stitches in it today. It's still on the Q-snap. I haven't even taken it off. So when I started on it today, I had to stitch part of these mountains, all those trees all the way down here, and the only part I had on the whale was the white on his tail. So I did all the rest of his body and his eyes, and now I'll start next on his mouth. So that'll be really cute. I'll show you the picture. There it is. So I've started on the little birds right here. I have the white part of 2 of them, but anyway, that's as far as I got today. But I'm excited about it. And I think another couple of stitching times on it, and I should be finished with it, hopefully. This was one I was thinking of taking with me on my trip, and so was that berry. But the berry's now finished. And this has the potential of being finished before I go, or I may just stop where I'm at and not work on it again so I can take it with me, because it's a great one to work on in a traveling situation. It's not that bad, not hard to see. Okay, so that's most of the stitching I've done. But last night, after my friend Juliana went home, and Lynn and I stitched till about 9 or 9:30. Lynn is an early to bed, early to rise kind of girl. And she went on to bed, and I went down and made sure she was all situated and settled. And then I came back up here. And I decided I was going to do just a little more stitching because it was only a little after 9:30-ish. And that was too early for me. So I grabbed Summer Treats. And I stitched 168 stitches in Summer Treats. So I did the 2 colors of orange in this stripe and the first color of blue in that stripe. Just that little bit of stitching. Wasn't but about an hour. It was around 10:15 or so, 10:30, and I went to bed. But I just didn't want to go quite so early at 9 o'clock because I figured I'd be up at 6 in the morning. So I got a little bit of stitching on that, and I grabbed it because, you know, I was hoping to get this ready for August, but I just think there's too much stitching in here to get it ready for August. But I'm going to keep working on it as much as I can, you know, just so I can see how close I can get it. But I don't really think I'll be able to finish that. So that is the stitching that I did in the last couple of days. So I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I am going to be watching Survivor with my husband tonight. That's right, we didn't get to watch it the other night. My husband had been given false information. They were not streaming it live at the time of filming. Now, they may have streamed it afterwards, I don't know. But that would have been after 9 o'clock. And my husband had other things to do. He got busy doing something else, and we didn't even check. And then I had company last night. We couldn't watch it. So I asked him tonight if he would like to watch it after taking Coco for her last walk. So he's out doing that now. And I am talking with you to let you know about my day. And then we will probably be watching Survivor tonight. That's the one thing we do together every week. And then we have a busy day tomorrow. It's Mother's Day, so, you know, I hope that you've heard from your family. I hope you've remembered to talk to your mom or wish her well. I haven't heard yet from my sister whether they've gotten the Mother's Day package yet, so I'll check with her to see. It was supposed to get there today. May not have, so I'll have to message her and ask her if it came. But anyway, my husband has asked me what I would like to do for Mother's Day. Since our son is out of town and working. So I think we are going to go to church in the morning because I'm singing in a ladies' choir for Mother's Day. But then as soon as we're finished, we're going to slip off to lunch at Carrabba's, one of my favorite restaurants. And then on Tuesday, he's taking me to the movies. So we'll have a little bit of time together on a date before we have to buckle down and pack on Wednesday for our trip. I'm scheduled to have a hair appointment Tuesday morning, so as soon as I finish that, we'll go to the movies. So I'm looking forward to that. Sort of dinner and a movie. We're just going to spread it over a couple of different days. All right. Happy Mother's Day to you. Even if you're a mom of a fur baby, that counts. Happy Mother's Day. And I will talk to you soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is Sunday, May 12th, and I am here to talk to you about my stitching today. Well, in addition to it being Mother's Day, we had a wonderful day this morning at church. The women sang in a women's choir. The song went really well. And it was lovely because there were several daughters who had come to visit their moms for Mother's Day who sing. And so our choir director had sent them an MP3 of the music and a digital copy of the music so that they could practice it. And they wound up singing in the choir with their moms, and there were probably 4 or 5 of them that did that. And so that was such a treat for their mothers to get to sit next to their daughters and sing the special this morning. I had a call bright and early from my son wishing me a happy Mother's Day and catching me up on his week and how well things are going with him, and so that was lovely. So my husband surprised me with a gift and with lunch at Carrabba's, and then this evening we had Chinese, so I got to eat out twice today. Was taken very good care of today. I got a present. My husband had purchased some new clothes for me, and just, thought if I liked them, I could keep them, and if not, he would be willing to take them back. But he has excellent taste, and so I liked all but one outfit that he got me, and I think that one was just because it was way up here on my shoulders with sleeveless, and I felt too exposed, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so, I have on a cross-stitching t-shirt, so I'll let you see it. It says, warning, I have the patience to stab things thousands of times, which is really cute. I don't wear t-shirts often, but today after church I wanted to get comfortable. I did a cleaning out of a closet today, just trying to get rid of some things that I can't wear anymore, and that was kind of a nice thing. But today I got some stitching done, and I want to share that with you. So my little bingo call today in my private bingo group was for the whip closest to a finish. And for me, that's well, hello there. So I put some additional stitches in it today, 120. I got the mouth part of the well started. I haven't done the back stitching on it, but I did get all of the white done on the well now. So I have decided to put it away. I'm not going to finish it, not going to work toward a finish today because I still have 2 more spaces on my whip go board that say whip closest to a finish. So in anticipation of those, I saved it, and I'm glad I did, because my call for tomorrow just happens to be a whip closest to a finish. So I'll be working on it again tomorrow. So I'm going to put it right here next to me so I have it handy for in the morning. Then I decided I wanted to finish my cross sticks. This is one of those projects that you will know when you see it. It is one that I tend to wait on until the very last bit because it takes me a little time to get my mind and brain wrapped around the pattern. And once I do, I love it. But I always have this hesitancy to get started doing it. So I'm talking about Nativity. Whoops. Let's put that in there. I'm putting my last floss bobbin back away. But I pulled this out today because I used it in my 24 hours of cross stitch for the letter N. And per my usual, when I don't have a required number or something telling me how many stitches, like a bingo game that I'm doing 100 stitches in, I aim for 200 stitches. So today I got 213 stitches into Nativity. And isn't this fun? Look at this magnificent wing over here. I had mentioned I was going to come over here and try to work some on that. And I color completed 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, believe it or not. Up here, I color completed all 4 colors. In fact, I got the ends, the tips of that whole layer of feathers done. And then I got the shading done underneath them. And then I started working on the bottom of the wing. These are the bottom of the wing. So I'm just tickled to death. I want to now be careful because this ribbon wraps all through the bottom of that wing. And so I need to make sure they're all both going to play nice together. So I've gotten part of the wing in, and now the next time I'm going to work on that ribbon and get that laid in there. One of the colors in this wing was also in her headdress, and so I came over and did some of that as well. So I worked in this whole section here quite a bit today to get my 213 stitches in there. I think that's what it was. Yeah, 213. But I'm loving it. I think it's really looking impressive there. And so I'm looking forward to pulling this back out again. So we shall see when I can work that into the plan again. But the good news is all my acrostics are done. They're finished. So I have several days of bingo left. It's only the 12th, and we do bingo to the 25th. They still haven't called number 13 yet, so I haven't been able to stitch on Hawk Run Hollow. But I did have a wonderful experience last night. I got a surprise phone call. It was to the whole bingo group, and one of the ladies had a question that she wanted to ask the group's opinion on a color substitution that she was making that was going to be a fairly large part of her pattern. It was an entire reindeer, and she wanted to make sure that we all thought it was going to look really good with the choice that she made, and it does. I think it looks really, really good. So while I had the opportunity, and everybody that could be on the call was on the call, there were a few that couldn't join us, I just asked the group how they felt about my situation. I told them what happened and that I had made the board up before I realized I was going to be able to go on a trip. That was a big surprise for me. And that if number 13 isn't called before I leave, would anybody be offended if I just push that project to be the last thing that was called? And so what would happen is I would just skip that day that it's called, and I would stitch everything else on the day that it was called. And at the end of the month, on the 25th, once I finished what was called on the 25th, I would just go back and stitch on number 13 when I got home, because we're allowed to finish up the rest of the month. We don't have to finish by the 25th. We get to the end of the month to stitch everything. And so they're giving me permission that if I need to, I can push it to the end. And I can just stitch everything in order, and I can wait and do that one at the very end, mainly because I won't have access to it. I can't take it with me. It's too big. And I don't want to take it off my roller frame. It's just too big to even have to try to handle. So I feel better about that everybody knows ahead of time. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to try to do. And so nobody will, think that I'm cheating in any way. So anyway, they were very supportive and fun fine with it, totally understood. So that was fun. So now I can kind of relax about that and not worry about it. But that's my stitching for today, and it's been a great day, a great Mother's Day. I've had a wonderful time. And I'm kind of glad that I got to stitch and finish my acrostics today, because that was a big goal for me that I wanted to do before I left town, and now it's done. So there you have it. I did get a call today from Stephanie's mom, and she did get her present. Stephanie had gotten it out of the mail Saturday and had tucked it away to surprise her mom with today when they had their Mother's Day celebration, so that I could be a part of it. And so she called me. Again, I had called her this morning, but she called me this afternoon to tell me she got it and how much she liked it. And so I'm so tickled. I'm so tickled that she liked it. And they've had a great Mother's Day, and so I'm happy for her, and glad that I could be a little small part of it, which was wonderful. Okay, I think that's everything. I can't think of anything else I need to share. I've told you all about my stitching. I've told you kind of about my plans for the coming week, and I'm just very excited. I'm excited about this trip. This trip might be a very different video than what you've seen before, because it may be more about where I'm at and what I'm doing off the ship and around the ship than it will be stitching, but I promise you there will be some stitching. You know me, I will have to stitch. But I am looking forward to seeing everything I can and enjoying, being in a new place and getting to know it a little bit better. So I'll share all that with you. And in the meantime, until I have more stitching to share with you, I wish you happy stitching. Good night. Good morning, fellow stitchers. Welcome. This is Dina, and it is Monday. Well, it is May Monday, and I need to start a new start today, and I haven't even done that yet. Because today I got busy working on my bingo call, and then I looked at the prompt from Friday and decided, oh my gosh, I can finish my piece for that prompt that I'm working on currently. So I got distracted. So now I have to go pull out my May Monday start and get busy. But I thought I'd take a break and I would show you what I've done this morning. My private bingo game call today was again whip closest to a finish. And so I pulled back out my well hello there, because it is the closest thing I have to a finish. And I wanted to work on it again for my 100 stitches. And I did. I put 101 stitches in it, and I posted it in my bingo game. And that is when I went to look and just see, wonder what was posted Friday in the Daily 30 group. They have a challenge every Friday. And I try to stitch on 5 of those prompts whenever I can. Well, I liked the one today. It was about retreats. It's all kinds of questions about retreats. It's wonderful. But one of the things that was a prompt for that was that we love to celebrate finishes at retreats. So again, it was to stitch on a whip closest to a finish. Well, that was my well hello there. So I kept stitching on it, and I had to get at least 200 stitches to even meet the prompt. But then if I got 300 stitches, I got the top credit, the top tokens. So I just kept stitching till I finished it. And I got 321 stitches and a finish. So here is my well hello there. It's all done, back stitching and all. So it is complete. I'm really, really tickled with it. So it joins the walrus and the polar bear. And now I have, I think there's 3 more. Aren't there 6 total? 6 total, I think. Anyway. But, you know what this means. I can't take it with me on my cruise, because now I've finished it. I was a little hesitant to say whether I would or wouldn't, because I was afraid I'd wind up finishing it. And as it turned out, because of my bingo game prompt and my daily 30 prompt, then I needed to go ahead and work on it because it was my closest to a finish, so that's okay. So I'm going to put it away now, and I'm going to get out my new start for my May Monday start, and I'm going to get busy putting some stitches in it so that I can count it as a start. Of course, I'll try to come back later this afternoon and share that with you. In the meantime, happy stitching. Hello again, everybody. It is a little bit later on the 13th of May, and I am very pleased to be able to let you know that I did get my May Monday start accomplished today. So my next May Monday start that I wanted to work on is a hands-on design, which is kind of funny because my finish today was a hands-on design. So I had a finish of a hands-on design and a start of a hands-on design. But this is called Merry Christmas, and I just think it's lovely. I really like this sweet Christmas piece because of the houses right across the bottom, and I love Christmas, as you know, and this just could be out any Christmas year, so I like it a lot. So today I had to start it for my May Monday start. As it also turns out, I had a prompt. My prompt that I stitched this one for, and this is where I got to. I did the entire topper there, 244 stitches. So I stitched this one for my daily 30 challenge, and the one that I used it for today was to stitch on your whip of choice, and then to talk about what is the one thing you take to retreats with you that you don't do without, that you just couldn't do without. And the one thing that I take to retreats with me is a little zipper pouch that my friend Donna gave to me. It has puppy dogs all over it. And in that little pouch, I have my needle threader, my pack of needles, my extra needles. I have my little tiny miniature scissors that are about this big. I have, the little frogging tool that's like a seam ripper that has the top on it where you can take all the lint off of your piece when you frog. I have several little cards in there in case I meet somebody new and I want to give them my information, or if I need to make myself a note. And I have a pen in there at least. Now, also, I typically have Crayola markers, the twistables, the pencils. That's how I color my patterns, my working copy. And I have several colors in there. So that if I go anywhere with my stitching, as long as I have that little pouch, I have everything I probably am going to need for the day or the weekend. The only other thing I have a tendency to forget for some reason are Q-snaps. I don't leave my Q-snaps in my project. I don't leave them on my Q-snap, and I just change and use that same Q-snap over and over and over and over again. So Saturday when I went to the stitching meetup, my husband had to bring me one. I tried stitching in hand, but it slowed me down so much. I'm just not quick at that. I admire you that do. It's just not comfortable for me. So my go-to piece that I take to retreat with me is my little Notions pouch. So I shared that, and I used this as my whip of choice to stitch that for. So that I actually got credit for this stitching, not just for my May Monday, but for a prompt, which was great. I enjoyed that. Now, I've got a couple of more prompts to work on. I need to stitch on a whip I consider my most fun whip and tell why. And I need to stitch on a whip that has a food item. So I'm thinking I may pull back out my summer treats because it has ice cream in it. That's a food item. And I think that would be the perfect food item to stitch on. And so I'll probably try to get some stitching on that either tonight, depending on how late it is. I haven't looked at the time. It's only 8:49. Yeah, I can do that. And then tomorrow I have a bingo call. I've just found out what it is, and guess what it is? You'll love this. It's to stitch on a May Monday project. So right now I have 2 May Monday projects that I haven't finished. That one is the one I just started, which is Merry Christmas, or Spring Awakens. So I was looking at what I have left on my whip for my bingo, what I have here as choices. And I don't have any more Christmas whip choices, so I don't need to save this one for that. I do have a call for a spring whip, but even if I were to work on Spring Awakens, there's a lot of stitching left in that. So I would more than not be able to stitch 100 stitches in it multiple times, and that would be okay. There are a couple in here for new starts, like Newest Whip, which right now would be Merry Christmas, and my new start of choice, which could be either of my May Monday starts. Now, I will need a May Monday start for while I'm traveling, and guess what? I've started all of my May Monday starts that I had pulled. So I get to go find a new one to take with me. So I think I have another small over there that was a Christmas one. I'm not sure that I wanted to do that was a really, really small one. And I think I may take it with me on the boat. I'll pull it out in a little bit and see. So I can't tell you yet what I'm going to stitch on tomorrow, whether it would be Spring Awakens or whether it's going to be Merry Christmas. But it'll be one of the two for that 100 stitches. And then I get to do whatever other stitching I want to do. But tomorrow's a busy day. It's the day I said I might not get a lot of stitching in because I got a hair appointment and I'm supposed to be going on a date with my husband. And so I may not get a lot of stitching time. We shall see. So I will take a moment here in a few minutes and pick out a new May Monday start, and so that I have one to take with me on my my trip, and that'll be it. I'll grab my summer treats over there. I'll put the stitches in that I need to for my prompt between tonight and tomorrow, and I'll get that posted, and I'll be happy to share that with you. But anyway, it's been a great day. It has. It's been a really good day. Did some shopping this morning that I needed to do for my trip, and then went and had pedicure and manicure. I don't do that often enough, but going on a trip, and we're gonna, be dressing up for dinner, and I may wear some strappy sandals for dinner, and I wanted my toenails to be painted. But I also needed a manicure really bad. So the young girl who did my manicure today, I think she was sort of new to it. She did a great job. I only say that because she said she was watching, everybody. But I told her I wanted clear polish on my nails, and she put an undercoat. I guess, they usually put something on before they put your polish on. I think it's like a base coat. And the coat she chose had a pink tint to it. So my nails look really pink, more pink than usual. And I think they're pretty. Not that my nails are pretty. I think the color's pretty. Anyway, I like it. So I may ask them to do that again down the road. She may have started something new for me. But what was fun about the whole thing, and the reason I brought it up, is that my husband felt he needed to have his toenails trimmed, and he always tries to do that right before he hikes. And now that we're going to be walking a lot on our cruise, because we were taking a lot of walking excursions, he wanted to get his toenails trimmed. So he went and had a pedicure with me. He was in the chair next to me. And he had a manicure as well. But, of course, no polish or anything. But he thoroughly enjoyed it. And we just sat and chatted with the ladies that were taking care of us. And we were all laughing. And it was a delightful morning. It was a lot of fun. So I've had a great day. I'm very grateful for that. It was a great way to start off a Monday. So I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I'm going to grab that piece of stitching I want to finish for that prompt. And I also want to get my May Monday start finished out so I can start putting out what I want to pack for my stitching. Because it's evolved. I had a list, and I've now I have stricken 4 projects off of it because I'm not taking them because I finished them. One, I actually took off a Q-snap and put on a scroll frame, and so now it's not as portable, so I'm not taking it for that reason. But the rest of them that I'm not taking was Well Hello There, which I finished, my berry ornament, which I finished, and my Let Love Rain, because when I put it on my list, it wasn't on a scroll frame. It's now on a scroll frame. So I got tired of fighting with fabric. So I now have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 things to take with me, and with my May Monday start, that'll be 6. And I think that'll be plenty. I don't think I'll have as much time to stitch on this cruise. And that means I will work more on each thing if I have fewer things to work on. So, there you go. Okay. You know the drill. I hope you're stitching. And if not, I hope you get to stitch real soon. But thanks for spending time with me. And thanks for letting me share my stitching with you every day. It is a privilege, and I appreciate it. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. It is the afternoon of the 14th of May, and I'm here to share with you my stitching today. I had a call this morning for my private bingo game to stitch on one of my May Monday projects, and I chose to stitch on Spring Awakens. And I had started this project with the rabbit, the female rabbit in the dress. And so today I put in my first 105 stitches for my prompt for my bingo game. But then I decided to meet the prompt in my Daily 30 group, which was to stitch on my most fun whip and tell why. And I think this one is the most fun right now because it's springish, and everything else I have is either winter or autumn, Christmassy, except for the other summer, which is my summer treats. But I just felt like this one was a fun one to stitch on. I love a Brenda Gervais anyway, so this is it. And I wound up stitching 305 stitches in it so that I could use it for the prompt in my Daily 30 group for the maximum points. So now I'm going to take a picture of it, post it, and I will have completed the challenge from Friday. So I'm very happy about that. This one will be going with me on the cruise, and I hope to get a lot of stitching time on it. But anyway, I'll be happy to share that with you as it occurs. Well, I'm going to go now. I'm going to start sorting and packing my clothing to take with me. It's interesting, you know, I've already selected my cross stitch and got it ready to go. That was first. I may not have clothes to wear, but I'll have stitching to do. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day today. Hope your week is going swimmingly and that you're getting lots of stitching time. And I am going to go get busy and do my next tasking that I have to get done for our trip. So I will talk to you the next time I have some stitching to share. Happy stitching. Hello everybody, good afternoon. I am Dina and I am here to share with you a little bit about my stitching journey. This morning I had a bingo call in my private little bingo game for number 11. And on my board, number 11 was a new start of choice. So as of last night, when I saw that call come through for today, I went over to my basket of things I had kitted up for WithGo, and I thought, well, I'll just start another small in a pattern that I had started and finished one for WithGo. And I got it out, and I thought about it a little bit, and when I got up this morning, I thought, I don't want another new start. Not right now. I'm trying to keep my whips at a controllable level, and I have several new starts left for the rest of the year. And I'm in my May Monday starting frenzy of starting something new every Monday. So I decided I would pick up one of those new May Monday starts and I would stitch on one of them instead of starting something brand new. So this is still considered a new start. I just started it Monday. And this is my Merry Christmas by Hands On Design. So when I started it Monday, I did this beautiful topper right here, the greenery. So today, I started out working on the word Merry. And I started in the middle where I could count down easily. And I got the two R's and or part of this R, this whole R and Y. And then I will finish the other half the next time I work on it. But I did 112 stitches for my prompt in my bingo game and posted it. And then I just kept stitching till I ran out of thread, and that was another 46 stitches. So all total, I put 158 stitches in this little piece. Now, this is a scrap, as you can see. This is a scrap that I cut off the side of one of my projects that I stitched in the last year or two. I just keep these scraps, especially when they're this big. This was a long piece. And I will be able to stitch this ornament in here, and I may have enough fabric at the bottom for one more. I don't know, but I thought the green looked really pretty with it. So this one is going in my Christmas bag that was made for me by Marlene, Stitching by the Lake. And I am going to take it with me on my journey on the cruise, and I will be leaving it right on my little roller frame here. It's not the brand roller frame, it's a scroll frame, but it's a small inexpensive one I got probably at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or something. But anyway, this is the bag that I have it in. And it's got the all kinds of Christmas sayings on it. It's just really pretty. I love it. Anyway, that one's ready to go. So I've met my bingo prompt for today, and now I'm ready to pack up everything in my suitcase for the trip. And I've decided that what I'm going to stitch on for any time that I have left to stitch today is probably going to be one of my pieces that I'm trying to finish by the end of the year, and that is my Snow and Mountains. So I'm still trying to get the middle portion done where those page breaks are so difficult. I worked a bit of extra on it yesterday, and I'm going to work some more on it today, and then I'll probably share it with you and put it away for a while until next month when I pull out the piece again to do the monthly stitching on it. But I looked at the page numbering, and I don't like the way that I split it up when I first did it, so I'll be adjusting that a little bit. And so I thought I'll go ahead and stitch the extra first before I adjust the page break on it, and then I'll see what how I want to split it up, and I'll share that with you when I do. So I'm going to pull that out now and get busy working on it, and I hope to come back this evening and share it with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, welcome back again. It is a little bit later on the 15th of May, and I'm here to share with you the extra stitching that I got in today. Well, I have been wanting to work on my snow and mountains, to continue working in that awkward page break area because it is so difficult for me to see. And I have now taped it all together to where it's all one solid piece of pattern. But now I can't fold it up and put it in my folder, in my project bag. So it was sitting out today, and I was looking at it, and I thought, you know, I really wanted to get further across those pine cones than I was able to get the last time I worked on it, so that when I pick this up in June, I can fly through the June section, which is right here in the middle. And right now, I'm in really great shape to get to do that. The line on my break goes right across here, right across half the heart, part of the cake and everything. It's just, it was this little section that included that middle. That's why I did it. So I thought if I can get part of this middle done, then I might be able to do a little more further down in here, or go further over as I'm stitching for the month of June. And I think that's important, because if I want to finish this by the end of the year, and even especially if I want to get it framed by the end of the year, I really need to finish it by November. I'm not going to say I'm going to finish it by November, but I'm going to push hard to make sure I get a section every month. So today I put another 350 stitches in this little thing, and I think you can really tell the difference, because the last time you saw it, part of this was done. The white wasn't in there, and a couple of the red flowers weren't. And the pine cone had one color in it. So now that pine cone is finished. Most of the 350 stitches were in that pine cone. Believe it or not, it has several colors in it. Get it where you can see that it is quite shaded, and it's got snow on it and everything. And there are a couple of colors in there that are very close, but I think they just add to the depth when you look at it. And you're hard pressed to even tell where they start and stop because they're so close together. But I think if one of them was not there, you could probably tell it. Anyway, that pine cone is finished. So there's a second pine cone that leans this way, right into the edge of this break here. So I added this line here, and I finished up this, and I added the pine cone today. So I got a lot of extra work in this today. I'm very pleased. I think it's ready for June now. And so I'm going to put it back on my stand over there, back on my rack. So it's not sitting right here for me to grab every day. We are so close to getting ready to go on our trip. We take Coco in the morning to Fred's house. So tonight, I will finish packing my cross stitch. I've been holding off putting it all in the suitcase that I'm taking it in, because in case something got called that I needed to stitch out of it, I didn't want it to not be able to use it. So tonight, as soon as I see what's called for tomorrow, then I'll know what all I can pack up. And I will get everything packed and ready to go. And then tomorrow I have a wonderful opportunity. I get to talk to my sister Stephanie. And then I get to talk to a couple of stitchers tomorrow before I get out of town. We normally talk once a month, and the date that we could work out just happens to be tomorrow. And so I'll get to talk with them for just a bit before I head out of town Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think it'll help me have something to distract me, so I'm not so anxious about going and, wanting to get in the car and take off. So we'll see how that goes. I hope you're having a great week. I'm trying not to wish mine away. I did get to talk to my friend Marissa today, who's going to be meeting us at 2 of our locations. And it turns out that a couple of people who are becoming friends of mine, because they're viewers and we talk a lot, at least one of us does. One of the two ladies and I converse back and forth a lot over the videos with comments. They live in Nova Scotia, and so they are going to meet us for lunch. I'm going to get to meet both of them, and Marissa, my friend from Canada, has been friends of theirs on Instagram for years, and they've been chatting on Instagram but never met in person. And they're going to get to meet because we're all going to have lunch together. My poor husband, he's going to be the odd man out. He'll be there with 4 ladies for lunch. He'll love it. And so that is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And that has all just been kind of developing up in the last week. So I am pretty excited about it. So I'll let you get back to what you were doing. Again, I hope it was stitching or stitching related, and I hope you're having a great week. So have a great week and a great weekend, and then I'll be sharing my travels with you in the next video. Happy stitching, everybody.
What are you doing? What have you done? Go! I guess your foot feels better now, huh? How's your foot? Hey, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, there it goes. All right, let's go get half stitch, cross stitch to clean up this mess.